playing up there as well. Garagosian will kick, and West Bloomfield will take the opening kickoff. Mike Lefebvre has the football at the 5. Busts it up the middle, and Scott Lewis brings it down 63 at about the 33-yard line. So about a 28-yard return by Lefebvre, and a big one, first down and 10 for West Bloomfield. And I'm sure that they have to erase the memory of the last second touchdown by the Lathrup Chargers and get themselves a touchdown before Lathrup gets their hands back on the football.
I'm sure Coach Brandell said we've got to score 2 times and they've got to score 0 times for us to win this game.
Change in the defensive backfield. It may have been made in the second quarter. Garagosian is out. Lefebvre to the outside, but he's wrapped up by Bryant Wyndham. They're one of their top tacklers for the Lathrup Chargers, and he brings him down at about the 40-yard line.
But you see again where West Bloomfield is doing a good job at the point of attack, but the defensive secondary, which is extremely quick for Lathrup, coming up and making the good hard tackles.
Wyndham is their leading tackler, coming in today with 25 solos and 16 assists. Give him 5 on it. Well, that looks like a busted play, and Harden hangs on to the football. Brought down after about a 2-yard loss, and over there looked like number 74, John Lapierre, who brought him down.
It looks like Tom Harden turned the wrong way on that, because it wasn't just one person going the other way, it was the whole team, and Tom tried to make the most out of it, but this is a critical 3rd down right now.
The ball is at the 40-yard line, the West Bloomfield 40. They need to get it up to about the 46. And the sideline pass is completed to Nakashire. Mark makes a good catch at the 46-yard line. He's brought down there by Ernest Callan. But the first down pass will give West Bloomfield another first down, the 3rd down pass.
Well, Nakashire is a nice big receiver. He's about 6'3", and they're getting the ball to him, and he's catching it well. And as I said in the first half, he's getting an opportunity to play because Steve Golden is out with an injured arm, with a bruised arm.
And unless he was left off the stat sheet, everything he's catching today has been, this is his first varsity effort as far as catching passes are concerned. Mike Lefebvre once again is dragged down from behind, but not until after he gets 8 yards, and he takes him right out after that play, and Chris Dorr will come in.
Well, he looked like he waved himself out of the ball game. I don't know. He missed about 4 plays earlier in the ball game, and he gets a little tired and a little dinged, but he's a good hard runner, and you know, he got crunched on that and he got sandwiched, and it looks like maybe he got the wind knocked out of him or something. But last time he rested, he came right back in with a 20-yard gain.
It is first down and 10, or rather 2nd down and 5. We have lost our monitor up here, and Tom Harden throws a sideline pass in the hands of Will Elkins. Will Elkins intercepts the pass at the 32-yard line, and so they're going the other way.
Well, they went and, you know, they're running that out pattern, and they've run it enough times where Elkin just read it and made a good reaction. The ball fluttered a little bit, throwing into that wind, and Elkin picked her off and stopped the drive.
Well, another fortuitous coaching move by Darrell Harper. Marty Garagosian looked like that might have been a busted play. He was looking around for red shirts and could only find guys in white and green. And Robert Hack was over there to make the stop along with Rick Linnell after about a 4-yard panic pickup by Garagosian. Although when you're a senior and have as many quarters under your belt as Marty does, that's really not a panic. It's just smart football.
Well, that was the something that I expected to see more of with the makeshift backfield, that maybe they would have some confusion, and it looked like the first play that maybe the back did get out a little wide.
By the way, Uric King is in the backfield, and he has to block to give Garagosian time to throw, and Marty fortunately was able to get the pass away as Tony Miriani just had a hold of Garagosian. And as we've mentioned before, Frank, there is no in the grasp in high school football, and you would think that that would probably be a level of football you'd want to see in the grasp.
Well, you have to remember that the more rules that you put in, the guys that are officiating these ball games are part-time people. I mean, they're your plumber, your gas station attendant, your lawyer, your doctor, and they're doing this as you know, keeping contact with athletics, and you know, they don't do it as a full-time job.
the safety factor, and there's a flag on the play. It would seem the safety factor, if nothing else, because we have seen some guys in the grasp, and then all of a sudden they will draw a crowd. Illegal procedure call against Lathrup, and here it goes again, Frank.
Well, I think you go and they try to make rules that the official can't affect the ball game a lot. And, you know, when you're starting to make a judgment on a grasp and things like that, and as I say, you're using part-time people, and maybe the quality isn't what you see in the National Football League or at the college level where you have people doing it for a living. I think that's what they're trying to avoid.
Third down and about 10 yards to go. The ball is all the way back at the 34-yard line of Lathrup. Morden will go in motion to the left side. A lot of movement in the defensive line, and Marty tries to swing it out to Phillips, and Phillips had his back to the play, and Art Ronan was the closest man in the area, and now Garagosian will kick.
Well, Art Ronan made a tremendous effort to try to get to the football because he knew if he could scoop it up, it was gone. Garagosian on the last couple plays has done an excellent job of getting the ball into an open area when he's been in trouble and avoiding the sack.
8:38 to go in the third quarter, and again, Marty's got three guys back there protecting him, and he gets another monster kick away, and it's going to be taken at the 35, and Brian Wyndham brought him down. Oh, Wyndham wrapped up Todd Michaud and brought him down at the 35-yard line, and that was just a fine punt by Garagosian. Only went for 33 yards, but his hang time today has been tremendous.
Well, I think I'd like to go back to how many times you see a sophomore back there as your main punt receiver, and he just has all the confidence in the world. He just doesn't think that anything's going to go wrong.
If I was back there, they call it guts, but there's confidence. First down and 10. LaFay to the outside and fumbles the football, and we will see whether he was down. They will say he was. Joe Mauney was over there. We'll get credit for the tackle along with Al Young. Al is probably the biggest defensive lineman they have at 6'4", 270.
Well, we'll see if Harden has the confidence to come back and throw the football. He threw the interception, and they were moving the ball in the air. And being a junior quarterback, you don't know if he's ready to come back and try that again and possibly cough it up.
12-3 is our score. The Chargers lead, 2 first-half touchdowns. A Mike Olds field goal, the only West Bloomfield score. Deep handoff this time, LaFay. He tries to go to the right side and draws a crowd, including James Phillips over there for the Lathrop Chargers. And so, well, they'll give him to about the 35. He needs to get it to the 41, so they're 6 yards short of another first down.
Well, I look for them to come back with that trap play that they've been using with Josh Kincaid, or Cascade, with, you know, faking the handoff to LaFave and coming back with it. And they need a big gain right here. Waleed Shamami is in the football game, and he replaces John Lapierre on this 3rd down and 6. And Harden's got time. He's running out of it, the pocket and time, and he puts his head down because he gets hit by Ray Moreland and Will Elkin across the way. Moreland and Elkin did a good job of staying home because the rollout was to the left, and they could have easily bailed out on that. And you're going to see them stay at home, and there's no receivers, and Harden's going to try to run back the other way. He's an excellent runner, and boy, Elkin is there, and he's got his partner right on top of him.
Elkin will drop back in the punt receiving spot along with 33, and that is Yorick King. Linnell will kick, and he gets a good high spiral kick away. Running under it is Elkin, and he really didn't get too much control, so he grabs it and falls at the 34. Let me give you a little bit of an insight to what's been going on here. We lost power in the replay truck, and I want to thank Bob Davis, who not only directs this thing, but is probably as technically wise as there is in cable TV. And he is still out of breath from running back and forth, and we thank him for just basically keeping us going. So, and also special thanks to Bob, because he's the one who put together that halftime feature, our little flashback feature. Great effort there, and we appreciate it. Inside 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Marty Garagosian has room to run. Now he's going to pitch it back to Yorick King, and King goes down the sideline, is hit by Robert Hack. And that was smart play by Garagosian, because he had everybody faked out.
Well, Garagosian comes to the corner, and there's just one man left, and he makes the defensive man commit to him, and then he has the pitch to King, and King is cutting back, and Hack makes a tremendous effort to run him down from behind, because I think that with King's speed, if he could get in the open, it's going to be 6 more.
14 unofficial yards for Uric King. He is, I was going to say he's out of there. He's still in there. He's got the football. Doesn't get very much that time because Joe Lamana was there to bring him down. Also over there was 55, and that's Jeff Gross.
Well, it looks like they're talking to one another down there, and I still, as I've said before, it amazes me that they go and you got a contact sport and people get upset because they hit each other hard. I think they watch the pros or somebody talk to one another, and that's not the place for it, guys.
Yeah, expect to get hit and expect not to say anything about it. 49-yard line of West Bloomfield, Lathrup possession, 1st down and 10 from there. Marty back to throw. Here comes Mike Olds. He gets away from Olds. A couple of other Lakers are after him. Ronan was there, and he throws the ball out of bounds. And we saw it a couple of weeks ago. In fact, last week against Berkeley, as Dave Wood threw the ball out of bounds, and that flag will translate into a 15-yard walk-off and a loss of down for intentional grounding.
Yeah, there were no receivers. That was an obvious throwaway, and the only red shirt over on the sideline was the manager for Southfield Lathrup. Actually, he's not the manager. He's an injured player, Lipson, I believe it is, number 60, and he wasn't an eligible receiver, Jeff.
But he got his name mentioned on TV. Howard had a strep throat a couple of weeks ago, and I am sure that that probably drained him physically, and just probably rounding back into football playing shape. And Daryl Harper cannot afford to miss anybody, and especially when you are a senior or a junior like Lipson is, and helps fill in on the offensive and defensive line. Garagosian back to throw, and he throws it. Now they throw it back to Uric King, and Uric King will score. Elkins caught the football at midfield, lateral it to Uric King, and he goes in for his 2nd touchdown, his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Well, there's the advantage of having King in the backfield, because they hit the wide receiver with the football, and he does the flea flicker to King, and King is definitely the quickest man on the field, and he's just doing nothing but picking up real estate after he has the football. It's a beautifully timed play. Nobody picks up King because the aggressive defense was going toward the pass receiver, and King never looks back.
Wow. Well, Elkins is in a major league amount of trouble, and what happened was they snapped the football, and it was a bad snap, and Elkins picked up the football while his knee was on the ground, and that automatically negates the play. The play is dead. Long live the play. And so it's 18-3 now with 4:27 to go in the 3rd quarter. What a wild play, Frank, but he hasn't used the shuffle pass, so he had to do something.
Yeah, I think that that was something new that West Bloomfield hadn't seen, and it was excellent execution on the part of Garagosian and the receiver. And King was in position, and that one might have broken this game open.
Well, Uric King has scored his 3rd touchdown of the season, of the game, I should say. And as far as statistically, King has 1 touchdown rushing. King has 3 touchdowns receiving. That was 4 coming into this football game. End over end and into the end zone. So the Lathrup Chargers seem to have turned things around the last couple of weeks. So they were able to beat a Lasser team, Frank, and I know that you had thought a lot of Lasser and probably still do, but when your top 2 quarterbacks go down, that really kind of puts you back a couple of giant steps.
Yeah, Lasser was playing very good football earlier in the season, and now that they have the injuries, they're having trouble generating an offense, and people are getting to them a little bit. But you got to realize in this game here, West Bloomfield scores 2 times, gets 2 two-point conversions, and they win it 19-18.
Like to see that at least get it a little bit closer. That time you saw it from the end zone as Lefebvre took it, and James Phillips brought him down, about a 3-yard pickup, and so it'll be 2nd down and 7 from the 23-yard line.
Yeah, the Chargers can't let down here. There's a lot of time to go in this football game. You know, you've got 16 minutes left to play, and 2 touchdowns are not out of the question. They can't go and